And I'm glad they just posted an update, and there was like, here's a bunch of more things for this game. Have fun. Here's just a free update. Here's more characters and more story content, and just here.
Yeah.
I logged in. There were so many question marks. I was like, what the fuck is happening? My side questing brain. It hurts.
Hey everyone, if you were expecting, I don't know, a tallest Michael, 5'11", 5'10", ginger, talking about politics of the DNC, no, you ain't getting that tonight. I'm not talking about it. If you really want to know what's going on, there's tons of different podcasts that speculate and talk about the stuff the police can, or the things going on, or tell you, oh, it's going to be right as rain. And I'm sure everyone is still waiting for Biden in the speech, but we're going to be on time. And it's going to be a fun episode. Hi, everyone. Welcome to an exciting new episode of Low Key on the Wheelchairs Network. My name is Harry, aka The Moving Target. And it's going to be a fun episode tonight. We will be your break from the misery, which will be the DNC or any other thing you're listening to this, you're looking forward for this week. Will be a break from that. Talk about the other things that is also going on in the world, because to show you, well, it isn't burning. The world keeps moving, and Disney is trash. Anyway, as you guys know, I don't go solo. I always bring my cast and crew with me, and we also got Ryan Holm, who just popped in. I've seen like 5 different Reinhold clones walking around. One was a kobold guy. Yeah, literally wearing a kobold shirt. I really thought it was Reinhold for a second.
Generic white guy with white beard and long white hair, right?
With a kobold shirt on.
We all look alike.
Yes. Yes. You're all walking out of data centers.
With our Linux Forever shirt.
Yep. Walking around. I've got PGP keys on 5.5 floppy still.
Yeah, don't bring up 5.25 floppies with me right now.
I can only assume that Reinhold needed to bring that out to save something else.
So, yeah, I have a story about that if you want to hear it. If you want to do the introductions first.
Heck yeah, let's hear that. But let's do the introduction, because we're not going to be like the other show that does not get their introduction to, and then put that to the side. Yeah. Oh yes, Christy, put that crap on mute for this Monday show, and then introducing everyone's favorite character of Low Key, Vincent. Go say hi.
Debatable. But I'll take it. Yeah. I'll take favorite character. That's better than nothing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm favorite NPC.
We could probably, if we were to sell merch, I Hate Reinhold would probably be our best selling shirts.
I don't know about that.
We would also sell I Heart Reinhold shirts. There'll be only 3 of those sold. You, me.
You could,
this is Reinhold.
You could sell the I blocked Reinhold, because there's a lot of people on that list.
Yeah. I have Reinhold blocked. Yeah, we can have 2 of those shirts.
I debated Reinhold, and all I got was this T-shirt.
Yeah, then you could then we could also make a shirt that says Reinhold blocked me, and you can send that to people so they know. I
don't block people.
Oh yeah, so it's
my block list is mostly empty.
Rare limited edition.
There's like one person I blocked because he started going on my family's Facebook pages and cussing them out.
Dang. Oh yeah, he gets blocked.
I put a big old block on him.
Yeah, he definitely gets the block.
Man, it sounds like you got into somebody's feelings.
Yeah, somebody triggered hard.
Got really hard.
He was triggered because I wouldn't get triggered, or he kept saying I was triggered. I'm like, yeah, you're the one going out and going crazy on looking at my personal info and going on my family's pages. And
oh yeah, that's what's triggered.
Just trying to. So what was your story, Reinhold?
So in 1988, I started working with a bulletin board system called Pyroto Mountain. We had renamed it. The people here in Indy had got a copy and renamed it to Neverest Mountain, which is where the name Everest comes from. The in '90, the guy who originally created the Pyroto software was wanting to get into politics in Canada, and he had decided to start selling licenses. So he sold me the source code. So in 1990, I bought the source code, had source code on a 5 1/4 inch disc, put away, and I've had it away for years. I had my source code for all the changes I made on a 3 1/2 inch floppy, had it put away all these time. Last year, I was doing some cleaning, and I think I tried to read those discs, and those discs were degaussed, and they weren't readable anymore.
Oh no!
Oh, I might have gotten rid of them.
Oh.
2 weeks ago, I get an IM from somebody who's putting together who has a bulletin board history museum where he has all these doors on it that he's got from ages ago. And he's asking me, are you the guy who wrote this software? And I was like, yeah. So he was wanting to know because he has the software and it works. He was wanting me to register for him. And how I used to register it is I just go in and take out all the shareware stuff out of the thing and recompile them as special edition. Well, I can't do that now because I don't have, it was degaussed. I don't think I even have the source code anymore. And then he mentioned something about the original, because the original author passed away. Mm-hmm. He talked to the guy's widow. She says he doesn't have a copy of it anywhere. He never had a copy of it. So he was like, you may be the only person who has a copy of that original source code. And I'm like, yeah, about that.
No.
You had the original source code. There's a difference.
And I can see it in my mind. I can see both discs in my mind because I saw them for years and years. My stuff was on a black 5 1/4 inch, a 3 1/2 inch floppy with it was an erasable label on it. I remember the erasable label that I had, and it had Neverest source code and blah blah blah. I had all that on that disc, and then I had the 5 1/4 was in my lockbox with the original source code. And when I got this device to kind of read other hard drives because I had a hard drive failure. Mm-hmm. And I hooked up an old floppy reader to it. I tried to read them and I couldn't read them from it. So I think I said, well, these are no good. Instead of trying to keep them and figure out if I could run some spin right software or something like that. Something, mm-hmm. Yeah.
But hey, what you need this old source code for? Oh man,
who would have thought?
I'm never going to use this source code again. Nobody cares about this.
Yeah, that's why it's so sad. We're like, oh man, Randall, that sucks, man.
Mm-hmm. What's funny is that I had printouts of my source code in a folder, and I think a couple of years ago when we were doing some moving around, I might have gotten rid of those. Mm-hmm. So I don't have the printouts anymore. I had a dot matrix printer printout of my source code.
We're gonna find that. Yeah, I bet that's somewhere in his garage. It's probably in your garage.
It's under a half-eaten sandwich somewhere.
Yeah, probably.
I'm like, it's just like I finally start trying to clean up and get rid of old stuff, and then this guy's like, "Hey, you remember that really cool thing you did, 40 years ago? It would really cool if we could use that, or we have access to it, or something like that." It was 35 years ago. Well, and so my last hope, when I was writing this code, I remember writing this stuff up and programming it and having this exe file that I was pushing around as shareware. Mm-hmm. And I found out that there was these assemblers out there. I ran my code, that exe file, through one of the available disassemblers at the time, and it almost perfectly recreated my code. I was like, oh my God, somebody could just do this and get my code anyway. So why am I even trying to sell it? It was really frustrating. Mm-hmm. So I thought, well, let's go find a disassembler. I can take that exe code, I can disassemble it and get my code back, right? Yeah. Oh no, it's almost impossible to do now. There's people talking about it and how it's almost impossible because nobody, saved any of that stuff. Yeah. So disassembling old Pascal Turbo 5.5 or Turbo 3.0, which was the two different versions of software that were used. Trying to disassemble those, I guess, is a chore, and people have said it's basically impossible.
Well, it sounds like Ryan owns the project.
My thing is that I know enough of the source code, and I do have a copy of the original source code, the version 1.0 of the original Pyroto Mountain, but it doesn't include the advanced features he put in to handle door code, stuff like that. So the version that's running on the Museum BBS, which anybody can go to and play these games. By the way, I went in there and I actually booted up my old copy of Land of the Neverest Mountain, and I was like, oh my god, this is like flashbacks. I was just like, whoa, I'm 22 again. So, but I have that original source code, but he has the one, like it was like a 1.0 version, and he has like a 2.01 version, which included door features, which the door features weren't available at the time. You could either run it as a BBS or you could run it as a non-game BBS, but it was only a BBS software at the time. So the guy's like, I really want a copy of the source code that has the BBS stuff in it, the door stuff in it. And I'm like, well, I remember some of that, but I didn't touch any of the BBS software coding inside there. So anything that was in mine would have been what was in his. I could probably recreate a lot of it if I could get my stuff out. It's like, if I can just get something that resembles the code, even if the variable names are different and it doesn't reference things exactly right, I could probably recreate it and fix it. So now I have this on a hunt trying to find, there's a IDA software that can do disassembly, and they have a free version that's limited, but you still got a disassembler in it. So you could look and I think I'm going to try to do it, but it's not going to be an easy road to hoe.
Do it.
Sounds like Reinhold his next project.
It's just like, it's meaningless basically, but it's like somebody remembered something I did 30 years ago with fondness, you know,
but it's not
and
it's not meaningless.
There is a meaning. Somebody found meaning.
That's what I'm saying. Because of that, I feel like I want to do this now. Like a year ago, I didn't care because nobody knew anything. The only person I even talked to who used to be on the bulletin board in Indianapolis was a kid who was on there when he was 14 at the time. I talked to him like in 2000, 2001, chatted with him a little bit, but everybody had moved on. Everybody's moved on from that game, right? So it's just like, nobody cares about this. And the guy who wrote the original actually sold all the rights and everything to another guy, and they tried to do a web version of it, which lasted for about 4 or 5 years, but apparently it's down now too, and you can't get to it. I was trying to get a hold of him to see if he had all the original, because if he sold him all the rights, he might have gave him all of the code.
Right.
So I thought maybe he might have all the code. So we've both tried to reach out to this guy. We can't get a hold of him. So it just would really be nice to say, hey, look, here's the original code that I have. I have it on somewhere where it might stay, like an optical disc or backups or in the cloud or somewhere where I can have a copy of it for a while, you know, at least till I go away, and nobody cares then. But
right now, you live forever. Okay. I
just thought it was really nice to be able to bring up a Telnet client, dial into this BBS, and go. And it's the old ASCII code. I mean, it's graphics. It's not like modern graphics. This looks like the old BBSs. And you just go and you select the doors you want to go into, and you play these games from the doors and stuff. I miss it. It was just like I started going out and searching, and there are other people who are out there saying, "Oh, that was a great game. It was kind of weird. It was unique." There's even a YouTube review of the original Pyrota game that I found from three years ago. Some guy booted it up and tried playing it, and he didn't understand the concept of the game. So he's trying to answer. You have to answer questions to move up the mountain. Basically, you try to get to level 500. But you have other people, since it's a multiplayer. Other people can knock you down. They can promote you up. They can do all kinds of stuff. But it forces you to grind and write, because you have to gain enough favor with the spirit of the land to be able to answer questions. And if you piss him off, he throws you off things. So you have to type, and it actually analyzes the typing to determine whether or not you're just like writing the same word over and over again, or just writing gibberish. It's got to have like quality to it based off the word counts and stuff like that. And it's got a word per minute thing. It's got a lot of weird stuff coding inside there to do that algorithm, which I'm not going to give away any of it. But he was just trying to type in like single lines of stuff, things, and he got like the level 3 or whatever, and he pissed off the game. The game banished him. He's like, I've been banished from a single player game by the game. So it's a unique kind of take on the game, and it forced a lot of interactions with people. So it was what a lot of people liked about it. It was a social experience too, as well as fun play.
And you thought Dark Souls is hard. Dark Souls ain't gonna like ban
Oh,
from the
and
game.
if you would use the definition of AI today, this was AI back in the 1990, 1988. If you use today's definition, which is all bullshit anyway.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. All right. Well, like, what's the name of the museum so people can go find it? If you want to share that.
No, I gotta look it up. I don't remember. It's
okay.
This guy's thing. I'll look it up real quick while you talk amongst yourselves.
This is which just a couple people out there remember 3-2-1 backups. Also understanding which is coming up to a lot of it. Live Sector did a great video talking about how to back up your optical media, because we're coming up to a lot of people's CDs are coming up to their end of their lifespan. So if you have, let's say, 1982 Ice Cube Predator album, hey, it's not going to last much longer. You need to get that thing digital. so learn how to do that. But the other disc out there that you can get these optical discs that are made out of stones, which is great. It literally is made out of stone. Lasts for over 100 years, longer than you did the media for.
As long as the magnetism can stay together that long.
It's made out of stone, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So the name of the thing is called Danger Bay BBS. There's a Facebook group he's cultivated, and you can go to it's got a link to the website from there, I think.
Okay. All right, so you
can go there and you can open up the doors section and the games section on the doors section and play a game called Neverest Mountain.
EverQuest Mountain. Got it.
Neverwinter Nights. Gotcha.
Got it.
You would have no. That's funny because all that stuff wasn't out yet, so I was the first one with the Never stuff. But no, what are you gonna do?
Get ceased.
And I have to admit, I did not come up with that name. It was a guy and it was a couple before me who had been playing it, and they were running their own. They called it that. They were running a version of the Pyroto before I got the license, and they named it that, and I liked it. I kept it. I've been using it ever since.
That works.
Yeah.
I had it as the name of the company I was going to do, but the .com never would loosen up. If somebody always had the .com version of it, just like with Reinhold.com. The guy who owned Reinhold.com was in France. I knew him, and he finally about 2 years ago said, I'm tired of this. Do you want it? They offer it to you for like $200. And I should have did it. And I didn't get back to him in enough time. And now you can go out there and it's listed for sale for $1,500. And I'm like, ain't nobody buying that. That's for Reinhold.com. Neverest.com was a band for a while. There was a band called Neverest. They had it. And now it's owned by some company who makes backpacks and stuff, like for hiking, outdoorsy stuff. They called their company Neverest. So yeah, it is what it is. But I have Reinhold.org and Neverest.org. Thank you very much.
All right.
And you were worried we had nothing to talk about.
Just there's no worry about it. We just had to throw stuff in there. But
back up your save files.
Yeah, back up your save file. 3, 2, 1.
Never throw away anything.
No, never. Hoard everything. That's the only thing that works.
Yeah, I really do hope next time Reinhold goes to clean out his garage, he thinks about the historic nature of the things that he's throwing away.
No one needs to start stereotypes.
I can tell you something. It's in my garage right now.
Holy Grail?
No, it's an old Hasbro Brothers game made in the 1970s.
Okay.
Besides having the original Risk and the original Monopoly before they changed all the pieces, I also have this game. It's called Trump.
Is it orange?
No, it's based off of his Art of the Deal book.
Ooh.
It's a video. It's a game where you can lose stocks and things like that. It's
Ryan
really
Holt.
not a great game, but
Ryan Holt, you
it's
could have got that signed when he came to town. What is wrong with you? You couldn't swallow your pride for a few seconds to get that
No.
signed.
not
Are you
not that
telling me
much.
that
No.
you were not going to put it on that side for $1 million? Like you just want the Trump
Sitting in-
board game?
Sitting in
got
my
it.
garage right now.
But going from an old game to a terrible version of a new game, Borderlands movie.
On the road.
Oh,
to the
it-
border.
I thought we were in the era of game movie adaptations being awesome.
Apparently, we're not.
They can be if the people care.
We had The Last of Us, we got Fallout, everything was great, right? We're all into it.
Pedro Pascal can't be everywhere. Okay.
I don't know.
He's
It's,
over.
we
yeah.
haven't been disproved of that yet.
I thought he was going to have to hold the whole Fantastic Four series on his back.
You know he is. You know he is, though. You know he is, though.
It's like,
But
hold on, let me go get the first. All right.
so the Borderlands movie came out, and from the trailers before it even released, me and Harry discussed it was going to be ass. It was going to be shit, just based on the trailers, because the casting made no sense. They were casting people who are 40 years older than the canonical characters. The trailer showed a bunch of poop and pee generic jokes.
Hold on. Let's it's
Oh, Christy.
oh Christy, here we go. Hello, I thought this was about the border tonight, hence what I thought it was the big show. No, Christy. Ha! Hey, did I do effective clickbaiting?
He's like,
Quick, tell Spangle, I can clickbait. Look,
I did the clickbaited.
I clickbaited. Yeah.
But
It's Border BOARDER.
Yeah.
That's what would be on the big show because that's how the boomers type it.
Yeah.
We're talking about when you're against open borders, it's always BOARDES.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, we're talking about a good, fun game series that got turned into a shit movie that was just terrible.
Yeah.
So for point of context, it's been out for 2 weeks.
I got the trailer right here.
Stories.
Best trailer. Oh yeah, not this one, right?
That's the actual game.
That's the game because this sounds interesting. This story sounds something I would want to like buy and like spend a lot of money on,
right? Like
time and effort, and buy the sequel, then the
the pre-sequel,
then the pre-sequel to everything, and then the walking simulator, and then the third, and then get gifted. They won't buy the third one because it has De Novo in it, and then get gifted the third one.
But yeah, no, it's just a point of reference. The movie, the budget was $115 million.
Keep going. I gotta step
and with the advertisement and distribution was $30 million. The movie over the past 2 weeks globally has made $18.5 million. They took a game that was crude and crass, yes, but it had real humor. The characters played off each other very well. You know, there's one of the selling points is how many crazy and wacky guns they have, and how each gun is slightly different than the next. And this movie took none of the charm of the actual series and just said, we're making Borderlands. We're just going to put these characters' names on things. And when you see interviews from like Eli Roth, who is the director, he openly talked about all the things that inspired him to make the movie. And he didn't say Borderlands a single time. He said, I wanted to make the Fifth Element. As an exact quote, he said he wanted to make the Fifth Element.
And like, see,
So
like
what
I was kind
happens?
of,
You know,
I was
these
optimistic about
properties
that.
get bought.
I was optimistic.
These
that I
properties
figured
get bought by studios,
Mm-hmm.
and
But I'm
then they're shipped out, and they find a director, and the director then goes, "Oh, this is how I want to do it," without going and seeing because nobody cares what the story's about. It's just been bought by somebody else who then sold to another department, who then now somebody else owns the rights to it, and they're like, "Okay, we want to make a movie. Here's the name. Go."
Right. Yeah, this is the IPs that we own. Go.
It's almost like we did a whole episode on artistic vandalism. That this is exactly what it is.
Correct. Yeah, and like honestly, when they said Fifth Element, I was a little optimistic because I was like, okay, they're going to do the thing in Borderlands that explored an area of the genre that we haven't, because we've been on Pandora, we've been on we had an Elvis move, and back to what the other stupid planet is called.
Mm-hmm.
Are we going to actually just be in space this time? Right? Just be in space.
And it's even that the Fifth Element has a tone that I think fits Borderlands fairly well.
It does. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty much.
If you can capture that tone.
Correct.
Right, but they didn't. They decided, you know what we're gonna do? We need to have Claptrap poop screws because that's a funny thing to do. Let's make them drive over a puddle of pee and get splashed in pee. Oh, it's so funny.
To be honest, Claptrap did work on being annoying. He was just there too much. Like because Claptrap's freaking annoying. He's supposed to be annoying, but he's not there all the time.
Right, and when he's a playable character, they toned down some of his annoying.
Right. Yeah. Like,
are we gonna watch the trailer?
Oh yeah, man, the good trailer to the video game.
No,
Okay.
I haven't seen the movie trailer. I haven't seen the video game.
Video game.
I've actually never played the video game, so it's I'm completely in the dark on this one.
Right, Brandon, if you want to go and redo the video game, if you buy it, I'll walk through the video game with you. It's because it's a fun experience. It is a fun experience. Because the story's neat. It's a fun time. Long as heck, but it's a fun time.
Yeah, especially Borderlands 2. I've put in over 200 hours into Borderlands 2, and that has a game that has a beginning and an end. There's a plot line that has an end.
Well,
Christy goes, I saw the movie preview and it did look awful. Ron goes, Spangle's probably already. Oh yeah, right.
No, Spangle's actually laughing at an Andrew joke right now. He's not going to watch this show. He's chilling out.
Yeah, probably.
But
no, it's. I don't really want to. It's just so bad.
Well, no, he's watching. He's watching a DNC. He just mentioned something in that reference to DNC, so now we know what he's watching instead of us.
The best way to put Borderlands is that it's a game that knows it's a rated M mature game that's okay with being ridiculous.
Yep. Absurd.
One of the first things that you interact with the main villain of the second game, he decides that he's going to get a diamond horse and name it after you, so he calls it Butt Stallion because that's how little he thinks about you. And Butt Stallion is just a joke that he makes several times throughout the game because it was just a one-off ridiculous comment saying that you're shit.
Yep.
But his motivations, they literally built his motivations to make sense. He wants the company that he owns, Hyperion, to take over because he believes that his way is the correct way.
Correct. Yeah.
No matter how he has to cut it, he'll make it work. So it's his way. Because that's the way that works.
And I think a lot of it was also for the show. It's just I fell in love with Borderlands with like the main characters, like their motivations of being on the planet, their pull through it, and the movie just didn't have any of that. Like they're here on this planet, they got hired to do a job.
And that's perfectly fine. That's like the base premise. They're vault hunters. They're hired to do this job.
Vault hunters.
Right, exactly. They're just mercenaries.
Yeah,
but even in most movies, when you have a group of people who are brought together to do a job, there's backstory behind all of them that makes that interaction interesting to watch and for a reason to do it. And you watch like Doctor Who does this, and just any kind of movie that does that has those works.
Correct.
Like,
but the games do a very distinction between Vault Hunter and everyone else.
Mercenary,
And mercenaries. Oh, those are just mercs. You were a Vault Hunter though. You're different.
You're specifically here to find these artifacts called vaults. That's your job. Your whole life is built around finding these at this point.
Yep.
And it's like, cool, Roland's gonna go get a little girl, and then he's gonna teleport away. Because that's what we get scenes done, right? That's how we resolve all conflicts. When we need to get characters from one place to another, we just cut to the next scene. And it's like, it's very frustrating because the first game has 4 main characters. The movie has 2 of those 4 main characters in the movie. They added a side character from the second game as a main character and a DLC playable character as a main character.
Makes sense.
Because people liked Tiny Tina, but we're not gonna make her a child psychopath who talks to her explosives and talks about their badonkadonks because they're giant bombs.
So, is there a plot to the movie?
They are hired to get the girl who is Tiny Tina to go bring her back to the leader of a group called Atlas, the Crimson Raiders, and that's the plot.
Because that sounds like an Act 1 of Guardians of the Galaxy movie.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, because Tiny Tina is the key to everything.
Yeah, they say she's the key to get everything done, so they have to bring her to the thing. But it turns out a different character is more important than her because she's on the front of the cover and everybody cares.
Okay.
No one wants.
And then spoiler. Okay.
Nobody.
They find out that Lilith is the key to everything all along.
Yeah, Kate Blanchett.
So they wouldn't be able to get into the vault if she didn't show up.
Yeah, she never was. She never joined the job.
They thought to get in the vault with.
And it's like the writing is terrible.
That's dumb.
It was Agatha all along, right? That's what we're saying.
Basically. But worse than that, because
they
turned her into a CG.
No, don't put Agatha in this. That makes sense. They planned that. That was like if they tried to do Agatha along at the last moment. No, that would have been amazing. But something like it made you go like, wait a minute.
Yeah. Right. Then they go back and showed you. Look at all the things that we did.
Right. They just do so many things there. That's just so dumb. The writing is the most cliche writing for no reason. Like almost at the beginning of the movie, Kate Blanchett says she's getting too old for this.
It's the worst.
She's like Kate Blanchett. Who is in this movie?
Kevin Hart, Kate Blanchett, Jamie Lee Curtis. Jack Black's Claptrap.
All right, so here's the main characters from the video game, right? So you get this really cool like hunter guy, sniper rifle dude named Mordecai with his mask on, right?
And his bird.
Yeah, and he's got this little bird. He's really cool. This is Lilith, okay? All right. This is who Kate Blanchett is playing. Lilith, okay? Mate, the siren, okay? Difference is we get to know that she's a siren. And this is Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart's playing this character here. It's Kevin Hart playing that.
Hart is
all right.
Cast is like one of the bigger. Okay,
this is the brick. We don't get him.
No,
we don't get him either.
He's big, muscular, powerful.
Yep, we don't get that.
Yeah, the cast would have been great for like 20 years ago.
Barely.
I was just saying, Kate Blanchett still.
Yeah. but she's playing
she's not
23-year-old character. And
I'm
they
sure in the
purposely
movie she's not
rewrote
23,
They
but
purposely rewrote it to make her older and to give her a "I'm too old for this"
yeah,
bit.
but you have to agree. If you can get Kate Blanchett, you rewrite the character.
I'm going to
You
say
know
the
what I'm saying?
same thing that Angry Joe says. If I wasn't married, yes, yeah. Oh, heck yeah. But it's not Lilith.
I would have took her as Tannis.
Oh, yeah, Tannis. Yeah, I'm going to take it as Tannis. But we get, yeah.
Yeah, it's like
This is. Oh, should I? Do I want to go back to the whole scene?
I can't believe it's in the trailer. It makes it so much worse. Okay. I'll depending on how much we're actually gonna watch this terrible trailer.
Do we want to back up and look at it? But yeah,
you skip through it.
Yeah, it's terrible.
They made this very colorful game gray and brown for no reason.
Poop
no,
and pee.
Oh no.
So that's our Roland. This is Roland. Remember
this
Roland
is the ex
from the video
soldier.
game? Ex-soldier.
Who in the video game looked like he was about 6'2" and about 280.
And ripped shit.
Buff and ripped. And then like they're gonna put this dude. Like, why would you put this dude? I would put this guy behind me.
Right. He's like,
okay. He's on our side. I don't give a rat.
He barely even talks.
Is
He's
he
a
though?
psychopath. The whole point is he's a psychopath.
I know.
It's like saying the rogue will take care of everything behind us, and then he dips out with all the gold, and you never see him again.
Yep, you got Kate Blanchett and his really nice little cosplay. You know, got the
like, oh, we're showing some of the things, but like, that's it.
Well, we don't even get to see with Bob. It's just Bobby Lee. We got Bobby Lee in it. Look, we got your favorite background characters.
They did it for like 30 seconds.
Yeah, they're cool. Look. Tiny Tina's being a little psychopath.
But not really, because she's actually kind of just a normal person.
Yeah.
I mean, I can see why they tried to do Kate Blanchett, because when I'm looking at the game, that character reminds me of the character that she played in Thor Ragnarok. But she's not doing that character.
No,
it's
she's
like,
not.
You know what I'm saying? If she had played it like, I don't know. It just seems like.
And you know what ticks me off most about this is that we can't get. Jamie Lee Curtis has reported that she is not going into the One Piece Netflix as his Dr. Kureha, which she's freaking perfect for. But she'll do this crap.
Yeah.
So mad at her.
Well, she did everything everywhere, so I'll give her that.
That's true. Yeah. We got that.
Like, oh yeah, firework, yeah, cool.
Oh, look at this, Moxie.
Poor Moxie. Oh, they even go out of their way to they do a scene where Moxie goes, "Your mom would be proud. I used to know your mom," talking to Kate Blanchett when they look like 5 years apart in age.
Yeah. So my question, Vincent, have you actually seen the movie?
I have seen chunks of the movie. I've not sat down and watched the whole movie. I instead went and saw Wolverine and Deadpool, so I feel like I had a better point of time doing that instead.
Better experience, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I still have to go see that. So no spoilers for that, because I am going to go see it. I just am trying to.
All right.
I want to go see it in the theater because the last movie I saw in the theater was Deadpool 2.
So the two guys and girl at a pizza place reunion that happens in the movie.
It's incredible.
It was beautiful.
You know, that was one of my favorite shows when it came out, right?
It was really good.
It was one of my. I love that show. They had Nathan Fillion on it.
Yeah,
I was like, this is great.
Yeah, it was a great show.
But point of reference there, they show it in the trailer. When they open the hatch, you can see the stagehands grab the hatch from the other side of the screen.
Yeah,
you can see this. They kept the stagehand in the trailer. It's in the movie. You can see the stagehand pull the lid off. because all the other characters are on the other side of the latch.
He's got a baseball cap on and everything.
And it gets crazy because the movie came out. It's in the last 2 weeks it's made 18 million of the 115 that it cost back in 2 weeks.
I want you to know it was also difficult if you were on the high seas to find this movie.
Yeah, because nobody watched it, nobody went and saw it.
Just saying.
But the
now,
other
I didn't
thing,
get it like that. I was sailing. I just want you to know that much.
the other thing that happened because of this movie is that Randy Pitchford, who works at Gearbox, who was heading the Borderlands game, had a absolute meltdown with people talking about the movie on Twitter. So he blocked game journalists because he said that they were having unfair criticism, even though they've given his actual games good reviews because they didn't like the movie. He blocked them.
So he likes the movie? He likes what they did with it?
I guess.
Was he involved at all?
He was like executive producer, basically.
I mean,
but this is the one that is just so ridiculous. One of the many things is like, I sincerely do not think the movie stinks. I enjoyed it and I'm super glad it exists. I don't know if I agree with the nothing comes close to the games, depending on what you mean by that. If you're saying that my friends and I have done a better job with the games than this unbelievable cast and crew of filmmakers did with their movie, I am very flattered and I'm happy to live in that world. I'm close to it. It seems that half the people who actually saw the movie seem to like it, and half of the people who see it don't like it. That's cool. All opinions are valid. The Beatles had more #1 hits than any other band in history, and their hit rate was only 25%. That's just how entertainment works.
Sorry.
And it was like, bruh, you do realize that the aggregate site, Rotten Tomatoes, that aggregates your character's information, the fan information, has it less than a 10% for audience and viewers, which even if you don't want to use that as a metric, the people talking about it, who you actually want to listen to and argue about, and reviewers that I actually have take their opinions in stride, hated it. They thought it was boring and dumb. Moist Critical's review is that he went and saw it with a bunch of friends. One person fell asleep halfway through, and they said that he probably had the best experience with the movie because he didn't have to watch half of it because he was asleep.
Well, just check Borderlands on Rotten Tomatoes, and the 10% is from the actual reviewers. Audience score was 53.
Yep,
that's fair.
Sounds about right.
But there's also some people have pulled up some of the reviews. They're just like meme reviews. It's like, oh, this isn't the worst movie I've ever seen. 5 stars.
Well, if you look at the top critics, like the 29 top critics that reviewed it, the top 9 gave it a 3%.
Oh, nice.
Yep,
it's good.
Sounds about right.
It's good.
But yeah,
one of it gave it a fresh. The other 29 gave it a rotten.
When it finally ends up on Tubi, okay. Right, let's watch it right home.
Man, Randy Pitchford started losing his mind. He basically said, "I'm an open forum. Tell me your opinions and criticisms, and I want to hear them." And when people said, "Hey, I saw the movie and it sucks for this reason," he goes, "Well, I don't think it sucks. You're wrong. You're just wrong. It's a good movie. I don't want your actual opinion."
I know.
What I'd like to do
just doubt Borderlands 4 because like we try to give good criticism like why Borderlands 3 suck.
Right.
Maybe it's just the guy who made it is not good.
What
I would like to see, I think, is when it does come out to where I can watch it, let me watch it without having any experience or knowledge of Borderlands. And maybe that'll change the point of view of whether it's good or not.
Yeah, but what's the point?
What do you mean?
Then
But
it is
here's
just
the thing. I'm fine with that. The issue is that even if you don't know anything about Borderlands, you're gonna hate it on a filmmaking level in
Right.
general.
That's what I'm saying. Is
That's what's
how
gonna be
much
even
of
more
the hate
entertaining.
is it getting? How much of the hate is getting is just because it's a loved franchise that's that's not doing as well as people wanted, just like Wheel of Time or any of the Terry Pratchett movies that came out. I mean,
Right.
Terry Pratchett's beloved, and some of those movies weren't good.
Yeah, like Lord of the Rings, Peter Jackson. People hated that, right? Because it was
there were a lot of people who did. It's like we cut out half the whole story. Is why didn't they do this? They didn't go here. You left this person, this character. There's a lot of people complaining about that when it first came out,
and we booed them down. Watched that movie 3 times.
We're like, you're wrong. Everyone knows you're wrong. There's a reason this movie was nominated for Oscars. Fuck off.
Yep. And
I know I'm more along the lines of Randall in Clerks 2 on my view.
The one return.
That's the one where it's like it's just walking from place to place. They recreated the movie, but walking across and coming back and throwing something in somewhere, and then we'll turn around and walking away.
Joss Whedon before Joss Whedon. Anyways, no, that's mean. But the best part about because when it did, because the Lord of the Rings movie went away from the book so much, you could find out people who didn't read the books and just watched the movie. It was great. People shove my nose up at people
well, I mean, so a good example.
The movie.
They did a TV series called The Watch, based off of the series of books in Terry Pratchett's Wheel of Discworld series that were centered around the Watch, the Night Watch of Ankh-Morpork. And there's several books of those. So they decided they're going to do a TV show, and it's going to be based off just those characters. And then they made all the characters modern and gave it a sci-fi feel. It's a fantasy series.
Ooh, nice.
They're making it a sci-fi feel to it. It's just like everybody was just like, what are you doing to this, right? But people who hadn't read the books or anything about them were kind of like, this is kind of fun, kind of. So it's just, it could be somewhere along. It could come out to be like that. I mean, I haven't seen it, don't know, whatever. But that's I've seen that a lot, and it was kind of frustrating for me because I was watching them and going, but I'd be more open to it, like turning it into a sci-fi thing and making it a one-off and not tied to the Discworld series would have been better. But it's when they capitalize on a property that's already popular in order to get people to watch it. That's where it's kind of frustrating. Does it keep the same feel, the same character development? Are the main basic things there? That's why everybody hates, there's a lot of people that hate Wheel of Time because it's like they condense it and they cut things around and they move the story around so much that people are like, this isn't the same story. And I'm like, well, I don't want to watch the exact same thing I just read. I want to see something a little bit different.
I do. I do it all the time. I read One Piece. I want to watch One Piece.
But that's the thing with some of these movies. If they have a premise that they want to go off of and deal with other elements of this narrative, that would be fine. But when they want to do, hey, we're gonna do the story but shitty, that's where issues fall. Like the reason the Sonic people liked the Sonic movie is like, all right, he's just gonna go do Sonic things. Sonic is in this movie and he's gonna go do Sonic things. That's and then the second was like, we have Knuckles in the movie and Knuckles is gonna do Knuckles things and Sonic's gonna do Sonic things. And people are like,
Tails
cool.
is there, and we're gonna get the red tornado is gonna show up. It's gonna be cool. For what reason? Anyways,
are they gonna fix the graphics?
Yeah, exactly. They made the character look interesting.
Watched that movie so many times, not by choice. There's plot holes, there's some bad things in it, and it's just like, but I still love it. It's still enjoyable because Sonic does Sonic things. They
made a second Smurfs movie, so you got to think that the first one was popular enough to do that with.
Well,
it was just Neil Patrick Harris.
Yeah,
it was all Neil Patrick Harris.
As long as Neil Patrick Harris is in something, I guess that's good enough, right?
Well, with the exception of Matrix 4.
I mean, Doctor Who. He was in Doctor Who, right? So give him some credit for that. Harold and Kumar. I was watching somebody react to Harold and Kumar the other day, and they were just like, "Wait a minute, that's Neil Patrick Harris. He's playing himself." And then they flipped out at that. That was hilarious.
Yeah.
Yep, back when that was cool. Yep, yeah, because like I started getting clips of that bitch who lives in what's that for the stupid apartment 12 or something like that. I forget that show was coming up with James Vanderbeek. Or James Vanderbeek. Does anyone remember James Vanderbeek? He played himself in the sitcom. Anyways, I keep getting clips of this show. Like, you should watch this. It's like, no, I just want to. I just know that I just know James Vanderbeek and the lady that plays the main character because she's Jessica Jones. That's and then it's almost like watching this is almost like the prequel to Jessica Jones, and you try to figure like, okay, but James Vanderbeek is just the purple band. This show gets dark, and I start watching some of it. Anyways.
You'll love this one, Harry, just as a side tangent that has nothing to do with what we're talking about, because you brought it up. I'm watching somebody react to Doctor Who for the first time.
Oh, nice.
This person is a big Arrow fan and other movies, but they get to the Doctor dances, and she's like, is that John Barrowman? And she's like, I have this huge crush on John Barrowman. Oh my God, is she going to be in more than one episode? It was adorable to watch. He's so young looking in this.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh shit.
I mean, that's Captain Jack. You don't know.
That's Captain Jack. Which you watch from Torchwood, and then when she the audio series.
Yeah, we told her she's got to watch Torchwood. She'll have to insert it in somewhere, because she was like, people are telling me there's this Torchwood show out that he's in or something like that. And I'm like, yeah, you need to watch that.
So good. And then you get the audiobooks with him and his sister. Oh my God. Good time. Good times. Not audiobooks. What do they call them? Not audiobooks. What's the BBC calls them? Audio dramas or something like that. Whatever.
Yeah, the Big Fish audio.
Yeah.
But the thing is she just got done watching the end of the first season, The Party in the Ways, whatever. So she's freaking out because now she loved Christopher Eccleston. He was so great, and she's bawling.
That's gonna be her first Doctor. Look what you did.
And then she also was like, they left, Captain Jack there, so he's not going to be on the show no more. And I'm just like, oh, you are in for a ride. Season 3, you're gonna enjoy the end of it.
It's also really neat, like, because like when like the Doctor's like hit a bind, and then like, yeah, Captain Jack left you this. What the? Sweet, we can time travel now. How do you know I need it here?
I can't wait. I can't wait till she runs into the Silence in the Library and first meets River Song. She's gonna have a. I know this reactor pretty well, just from her reactions and how she's gonna react to things. Or she's gonna be in tears. It's gonna be great.
Which is the face of Bo?
Oh, the face of Bo. That's the best thing, because she's already seen the face of Bo, because face of Bo is in the second episode.
Yep. Wait till the
wait till the end of the third season when he goes, yeah, they used to call me blah blah, and it's like, what? They made sure to bring him back too. That was the best part. They brought back the face of Bo and let him die on screen.
Yeah. Right
before that, so everybody's reminded of who that is.
Yep. And tell him like you're not. And when it's like you're not the last. Oh man, it's so good, so good.
Yana,
yeah,
you are not alone. Yeah. I'm sorry, we got sidetracked. I sidetracked us really hard, didn't I?
Yeah.
You're fine.
Wolf. That word, they keep following us 2 times. Bad wolf. Everywhere we go. Bad wolf.
No, she was trying to freak. She was like, "What's bad wolf? What's that going on? I can't understand. Is it something that what?" So it was. You should watch this reactor. She's really good.
On a rewatch, you start noticing it, just like the Paxton stuff at the end. You start seeing like the Paxton's political stuff. Anyway, no. All right, so we done with Borderlands. Let's talk about the how you can't sue Disney because you decided to go get Disney Plus trial. Oh my God.
Now, before we go too far, I will back Disney up a little bit on this one, just a little bit, but I will back them up on it.
Go ahead, back them up.
I'll tell the basic story and I'll explain why.
All right, so premise. Person goes to what is it? Disney in Florida, right? Florida Disney, right? And they decide to go to a restaurant. It's advertised that this restaurant will cater to your dietary needs. Well, you have allergies what if you have? They'll make sure that's not the dish. You go to the restaurant, and something happens at the restaurant. A mistake happens, messed up, and that food allergy that was in the dish wasn't supposed to be in the dish, wasn't in the dish, and someone, this man's wife dies. Well, of course, this is America, so what's the next thing you're going to do? File a lawsuit. Of course, it's a wrongful death. An accident has happened. It's wrongful, blah, 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 blah. But there's a lot of things that, at play. Companies should be held responsible because they said they would. And when it gets to trial, Disney argues the case should be thrown out because this person signed up for a Disney Plus trial on their PlayStation, just a trial, never paid any money to Disney for the trial. And it's expired trial, and they were told that this forced arbitration needs to be thrown out. Can't go to court.
Mm-hmm. And it was not just that. This event happened in 2023. He signed up in 2019 for a free trial in 2019.
So several years. It's not like he signed up the trial at Disney or anything like that, or that year, that month. Mm-hmm. Several years has passed.
Right. Here's where I'll back Disney up a little bit.
Uh-huh.
When you say the company did wrong, the company should have to pay. The company was not Disney. The restaurant owners is a whole company that has nothing to do with Disney. It's just them. Mm-hmm. They're trying to go after Disney because Disney's got big pockets, and it was in Disney's
scope
park.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So they're trying to throw out things to get off of the lawsuit because it's a frivolous thing to them. They shouldn't be on the lawsuit,
right?
Because they had no control over what they were doing in that restaurant. It was a separate company, blah 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 blah.
Right.
It's stupid for them to use this as a tactic, but
yes,
I also get what they're trying to do is they're trying to get their names off of there because they shouldn't be on there.
Correct, but this is not the tactic. This is not the
and that's not the only tactic they're using. They're throwing everything. They're throwing the Cold's Kitchen Sink out there. But this is some lawyer said, "Hey, we could try this," and threw it out there as a thing.
Yes.
It's not good. It's silly, stupid. They should have not done it. But they're also shouldn't be held responsible for what happened because that was not their fault.
Right. It's not the restaurant. Yeah. And it is silly. Yes, they are. But Disney always throw different things, all kinds of different things at it. They even throw, like, if you watch a lot of the Disney like the cases, they always throw like a First Amendment stuff on every case they do. And I didn't see that one on this one though, which would have been neat. It's our First Amendment, right? We won. But anyways,
we can say what we want on a menu. It's not, you can't hold us to it. It's not, it's First Amendment rights.
Free speech. And I think like some of like there's a lot of different YouTubers that have been talking about this one because Disney's great for SEO. Disney's great for SEO to talk about Disney. Just like the whole
which isn't why we're doing it all.
No, that's why it's at the end.
We're not.
That's why they're not in the title. So
it's not in the title. Yeah. Like, hey, trust me. Like, if this was a full-time job, be clickbaity thing ever like that. Just like when we were trying to talk about Senor Bistio. Okay, all right. Great for SEO. That's why everyone was talking about it.
Oh, we could talk about that too.
I don't want to talk about Senor Bistio right now. I don't want to do that right now.
But yeah, it's crazy to think that. I feel like they probably shouldn't have did it, but I also understand why they put it on there. Because you could say they're mother grabbing, but they're also, it's like this company is associated with the park, and they're technically landlords.
They're doing it because if they put Disney's name on it, Disney may go, you know what, we got enough money, we can just pay this off and get out of it instead of having this be a big deal. And that's the only reason doing it is try to get big pockets to make the thing pay off and go away.
Yep.
Which isn't so. I am all for suing people who, like, my uncle passed away because I think there was some malpractice at the hospital he was at, but no one else in the family wants to do that. They're just letting it go. But it's like they sent him home 5 days after finding out he had a burst pancreas or whatever, and he's got sepsis everywhere. And it's like they should have kept him more than 5 days. You know what I'm saying? So. But I wouldn't go after just any arbitrary person in that instance. I would go after the people who made the thing, made the decision and were wrong, and their insurance would end up paying, right? So that's the thing is you try to attach the hospital or the network of hospitals, and then you try to go bigger than that. I mean, that's where I think you start losing the high ground and going after what what you're trying to do, which is actually just get compensated from the people who wronged you.
Correct. Yeah. But like but it does also draw attention to like companies doing these terms of services that, or like and doing forced arbitration, and the Federal Trade Commission should probably step in because, like, all right, you can do like forced arbitration is okay for basically the servers, but like be able to blanket out that, no, I think some different consumer protection should be put in place.
There's actually an opportunity here for the court systems to say, hey, no, this is a limit. You can't do this.
Right. And to put a limit on this, or like hopefully in the future smacking completely down, just like the non-compete documents that like out there. Right. Because like even Roku has done this, which Louis Rossmann has dubbed the retroactive amended purchase experience, where you can't use your Roku unless you update to these new terms of services. So you can't serve Roku services, which the backdoor, which, yeah. So backdoor,
but it's
purchase experience.
Yeah, it all should be part of the anti-slap suits. But the problem is that they're doing it in Florida. Florida doesn't have anti-slap, I don't think. So it's going to be tougher.
Yeah.
So
certain federal districts don't have that either. Yeah.
The thing is that this thing is become big because of Disney. Apparently, there's a bunch of other companies that have that in their a lot of their terms and services.
Tons of companies have this.
Several places have already got out of lawsuits and several things associated with it. There was one with Airbnb. Where somebody tried to sue them for wrongful death, somebody who was renting, but the guy signed up for an Airbnb, but he didn't, even though he didn't rent that area, they got pushed to arbitration. Same with someone was trying to sue Walmart because they were basically racially profiled, but it got kicked out because one of the family members signed up to be a delivery driver for Walmart, thus making it so they couldn't sue them.
Yeah. Like I said, and there should be some limits that are placed on it. And it also goes to like, because Louis Rossmann, this comment on Louis Rossmann's video about the whole topic is that just be a pirate, because like pirate is for free. If you pirated Disney crap and just pirated everything, you never sign a forced arbitration experience. You never have to sign those. You get better experience, better quality. You get to own your equipment. You get to own your videos. It's great. Be a pirate. A pirate is freaking free.
You are a pirate.
You're a pirate. You'll be free. You can be free from these bonds, these chains of slavery that these corporations have been allowed to place on the people. Because their consumer protections are a joke. So
how do you stop people going back to cable with all the streaming sites? Just download everything.
Download everything, baby. Storage is cheap. Baby. You too could buy 10 terabytes storage. Store it locally.
Just be careful and obfuscate, because if your ISP finds out, you get 3 strikes.
Just storage is cheap. Just bring your external hard drive to McDonald's.
Use there as a download,
and don't buy anything.
If you buy something, you might have to sign a deal.
Term of service, right? Yeah. Think about it. Hey, if Disney gets off it, like that's what's going to happen when you go to the park. Forced arbitration. Imagine that. Imagine you go to a Fever game, forced arbitration. Anything happens, Caitlin Clark comes up, punches you in the face. Forced arbitration. Then you do.
Some people pay for that. You know that.
That's true. I would. I would.
I remember the brawl, right? The Pacers and Pistons brawl. People got hurt in that.
Malice in the Palace.
Yeah, honestly, if something happened to me at a Fever game, I would I would settle for season tickets to a Fever game.
Backstage passes.
I want floor season tickets for life.
For life, yeah.
I'll be fine. You're missing an arm, dude. I don't care. I'm good. This is good. Look at these seats. I can sit behind Tyrese Halliburton. You suck, bro. You suck.
You want the WNBA.
Yeah. Bro, you got a gold medal doing nothing.
You got to do nothing. He's just like, damn, where's your gold medal? Screw you.
He's like, I got an A, didn't I?
Get out, Tyrese.
I
Anyways.
I got to a conference finals. What about you? But
Boo!
before we end the episode, I have to talk about the heartwarming story that Harry posted about the Acolyte being canceled. It's so heartwarming. It warms my deepest soul to know trash getting slapped down when it deserved to be slapped down.
Isn't that
As
great?
somebody who's seen every episode, the entire series, I'm so glad it's gone. So glad it's gone.
It could have got
was a
better.
disgrace. It was a disgrace. It was a disgrace.
See, the title says "No Great Shock." It should say "or loss," but that's just what.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly. It
Like-
made no sense. They had the budget of each episode was more than Godzilla plus minus one. So one episode of The Acolyte cost the same as a movie that people argue was the movie of the year last year. And they just quit. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna give the main characters more heel turns than the Big Show.
Damn. Damn. I don't know.
It warms my heart to know that trash got put where it belonged.
It's like, and the anti-acolytes show. It's like, no, it's bad. It's bad. It's bad. Like, no. I liked Solo, and I thought this was bad.
Reinhold, now that it's canceled, if you have the time, you would see all the poor writing choices they made in this show. There's literally a point where a character goes, I watched this person die with my own eyes. And another character less than 5 minutes later goes, she's alive. I know it. He goes, I believe you. Less than 5 minutes later.
But the Acolyte did one great thing, and we should applaud them for this. And this is the only good thing they did. They did one good thing. They made lightsabers deadly again. Because before the Acolyte, dude, you get stabbed in the chest, show back up next episode.
Yeah, but
tiny little cute. You get a cute scar on your
dumb.
stomach.
But they made using the Force dumb.
Okay, all right.
Cool.
Well,
you
here's my
fix
thing.
one thing by breaking everything else.
But they let people die. Like, you got stabbed in the chest by a lightsaber. Yeah, you die. And I was like, yes.
No matter how much props you can try to give for them not renewing for a second season, it still does not make up for Firefly being canceled. Sorry.
I mean, you're not wrong, but it's
Until the industry fixes that, I'm not giving them any props.
see.
Made my peace with that.
And I will say, Fallout comes close to helping, but it's not there yet. Not quite there yet.
But
they need to do another. They need to bring that series back, and they need to bring Wash back, and we'll be fine. We'll be good. We'll be golden.
Wash is dead.
Wash is not dead. He'll come back.
Ryan, hold.
That's true. Some of the deaths we've seen in Star Wars. So yeah, give him a cute scar in his chest, like a little.
Yeah, because remember they kind of left him. They left him in the seat. Somebody could have come over and healed him with some of the juice from the Reavers and got him going. He could have been a Reaver for a while. Then they fixed him, and then he had to go through this torturous experience, and he finds his way back. And
so
be a
so
great
Ryan,
story.
Put his consciousness,
And that would be
in
better than what they
sexual
did on
part.
the Acolyte.
I mean,
Right?
yeah, you're right. You're right. That's not the point. You're right. But it just sounds like we need to find Reinhold's AO3 account and read his Firefly fanfic.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
But no, you're absolutely right. It would have been way better than what they did on the Acolyte. Oh my god. You killed all my friends. So okay.
Yeah. Yeah, they could have just copied Silence of the Lambs and Outer Space with lightsabers. It would have been a better movie. Just copied it. Didn't change a
You can
damn
copy.
thing.
I,
You can
Didn't
copy
change a
so many things.
damn thing. Just do.
I'll
Just do
give you
Silence
this.
of
We
the
were
Lambs.
talking about this last night because I saw somebody react to The Princess Bride for the first time.
Mhm.
And they were discussing after the show about remaking the movie. And I'm like, you don't touch that fucking movie?
No.
Even Carrie Elway said there's a lack of perfect movies in this world. It would be a change. It would be a shame to damage this one, which is what he tweeted out when someone was talking about remaking it. But their idea was that the movie is
You
the
know what?
same, but the interaction between the kid and the grandfather is different because now you've got more modern distractions and you can have that part of the story be different, but you don't touch the rest of that damn movie.
No, I'm sorry, Reinhold.
That's going to be Reinhold's suffering.
To let you understand what they did to us, I think they should.
Yeah.
You
You
must
don't
feel
get
my
it.
pain.
You don't understand.
It's a perfect movie. No, they shouldn't ruin this. Cool.
I know. We should let Netflix take a stab at it.
I don't know. Amazon's doing the Wheel of Time, and a lot of people are hating on it. So
No, that's what he said. Netflix. Let Netflix take a stab at it.
Because let me tell you one thing that Harry may not know about this Wheel of Time thing, even though it is done by Amazon. The showrunner and executive producer and all that stuff is Rafe Judkins, who got his start showrunning by showrunning a show called Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. That tells you anything about.
Well, Reinhold, when they remake The Princess Bride with Andre the Giant replaced with Aquafina, you will understand. You'll understand the pain.
The giant okay.
Peanut,
Yeah.
peanut.
Carrie Elways will be replaced by Kate Blanchett, right?
Oh,
and then it'll be a lesbian love story, and that's how you do it.
No, I'm binary polycule.
Oh god!
But they're going to have so many twisted turns. It's not going to be. They're gonna, it's going to be awful. Oh, it's gonna puke to my mouth.
My name is
yes.
Inigo Montoya. You killed my fathers. Prepare to die.
Get my father's. Oh my god! And then gets
My
over
parental
it,
units.
forgives him. Then they team up. Okay. Yeah, or some other crap. It was just, they just write that out. That's not even there. It's actually he's now a class struggle warrior.
They do the inconceivable, but instead of saying that it's not, that word doesn't mean what you think it means, it's like, well, we'll change the term for it to mean what you want it to mean. Because that's what happens now.
The meanings of words change over time. So clearly, this is the new approved meaning that's going to go into the dictionary. Right?
Obviously.
My wife asked me. She said, "Who?" She said, "She agreed with me. You can't remake the movie." But she said, "If you did, who would you put in the roles as who would play Buttercup?" And she said, "I can't think of anybody who would be good as Buttercup." And I said, "Oh, really?" I said, "How about Jenny Ortega?" And she went, "Oh, that would work."
Yeah, but they wouldn't do that.
I know. I'm just saying.
Why would they do that?
And then she asked about Carrie Elways. All I could think of was Timothy
Leslie
Chalamet.
Jones. They'll let Leslie Jones be Buttercup. Yeah, I said it.
Just get the cast of Ghostbusters and let them take over all the roles. And have Buttercup be played by Hemsworth.
Harry.
What?
Borderlands is going on to streaming in 11 days.
When did it come out?
It will be heading to digital platforms on August 30th.
What, did it come out like 2 weeks ago, you said?
Yes.
It was released August 9th.
That's a little quick turnaround. Might as well just said straight to video. I mean,
Tubi movie.
Straight to DVD.
Straight to Tubi.
So there you go.
Pick up.
Perfect timing. Perfect timing.
Shadow
Meanwhile,
Lord,
I'm wanting to
not
see.
you.
There was something I wanted to see that's not going to be on streaming until the end of September. And what was that? Something that came out recently.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Remember what it was?
There's not many movies that came out recently, Randall. Okay, all right.
There's a lot of movies that came out recently.
Talk about
There's
this
Despicable
strike.
Me 4. It was Despicable Me 4. That's what it was.
Mhm.
Despicable Me 4, Twisters,
Mm-hmm.
Deadpool, and Wolverine.
That's not a lot. We're going through this.
So those are three sequels that are coming out.
Because we're in the
Nothing
August dumping
original.
grounds.
Whoa,
We're in
whoa,
the
whoa.
August dumping grounds.
You forgot about the fourth sequel, Alien Romulus, which I heard
I've
good
heard
things
about it.
about, but I haven't.
I've actually heard good things about. Yeah.
Here's my issue.
I heard
the trailer
good
showed
things.
way too much.
Yeah.
Like I haven't seen the movie, but
That-
the trailer
maybe
I
not.
saw before Deadpool and Wolverine,
Yeah.
some of the things they showed, it would have been way better if they didn't show it in the trailer.
Now
The trailer
I've heard
showed a
Twisters.
chest burster happen in the trailer.
I've heard Twisters is good. From critics have said that. I don't know how it really is, but I've heard a lot of good. I heard it's getting review bombed because of some wokey stuff that blah 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 whatever. But I've been hearing decent things about it, so yeah, we'll see.
That's all you can do. But I'm just glad we got some heartwarming news on top of everything.
And I also heard good things about Despicable Me 4. Who knew? After 3 was kind of
It's a cash cow. Kids love it.
I mean, yeah.
Kids love, and
well, the Minions.
and wine moms love the
memes.
They love the Minions.
The Minion memes.
I love the Minions. I'm sorry. Everybody can hate me all they want to, but I love the Minions. Screw y'all. I think they're hilarious.
Ryan holds a wine mom.
Causative, wine mom. Ryan, we accept you as a wine mom, and it's okay.
I like the patter of the speech. I think it's hilariously done, and you can almost it. I think they're very well done with the language and stuff that they did, and the personalities. But that's just me. I thought they were funny.
All right, cool.
And of course, I'm a big Marx Brothers guy, so it kind of reminds me a lot of Marx Brothers stuff that they did. So.
Thank you for all those who listened to this episode. You could have been listening to anything else in the world, but decided to listen to this. I thank you to the 300 of you who download this podcast weekly. Thank you. Love for you guys to come watch this thing live on Mondays at 9 p.m. Eastern time on twitch.tv/wearelibertarians or youtube.com/wearelibertarians. Come hang out with us live. But glad you watch it in podcast form and listen to us and talk. And hope we give you a good break for you this week, because the other thing is kind of depressing, that thing that's going on in Chicago. Make sure you listen to Police Scanners. A lot more fun.
1968, baby.
It's gonna be great. Everything's gonna be fun. We'll see you guys next week. They have no idea what we're going to be talking about. I eventually need to finish the Dust Bowl episode. I got a couple of stuff going to it, and I think I may actually poke a couple of friends who are actually good on weather, see if they want to come on and actually talk about Dust Bowl stuff. So yeah, should be fun. Anyways, say bye to everybody.
Bye guys.
Bye. Bye. Thanks for hanging out, everyone. Bye.